for today. So throughout the discussion, I'm expecting you to open your camera. Is my screen visible na po on your end? Visible na naman siya, ano? Let's just wait for the others to open the camera. Then while the others are opening their camera, so I have decided that our time slot later, that's 10:30, tama ba? I'll be giving it to you for you to finish your problem set, no? Then by tomorrow would be the deadline of it. Initially, I have mentioned to your class rep that it would be today, but just to give you enough consideration, I'll be making the deadline by tomorrow to pass your soft copy. Then by next week, during our face-to-face classes, you'll be submitting your hard copy. And same day, I'll be returning it. Kung tatakan ko lang naman siya ng ano na kumaga proof that I already received your problem set, no? So yun naman mache-check naman natin siya sa virtually. Anyways, so yun, medyo hangover pa from a very long vacation. Siguro medyo sa bakasyon pa ang mga utak, but we need to face the reality at the moment that we'll be dealing with another chapters of topics and concepts under the course drilling engineering. Okay, so for now we'll be having oil and gas, well, cementation or yung tinatawag nating cementing, no? So cementing and cementation is very prominent in the construction industry, not only in the oil and gas industry, no? So in terms of it, there would be a distinction for the type or the classes of cements that we are using. So distinct po or iba po yung ating ginagamit na cement, ibang klase ng semento yung ginagamit natin compared to what is used in the construction industry, no? So siguro naman lahat naman siguro kayo ay nakakita na ng cement, no, during our plant visit last semester. We have visited a specific company that deals with cement, no, during our Subic plant tour. Tandaan niyo yun, yung cement plant na pinuntahan natin, no? So if you've listened to the discussion of the engineer who have discussed about the cements, so you'll be siguro during for all the discussion today, you'll remember some of the things that were mentioned by him last time, no? So to start with, oil and gas, well, cementation, let's define first cementation. So oil well cementing is the process of mixing a slurry of cement and water and displacing it down to the casing, tubing, or drill pipe through a pre-specified point in the well, no? So it is being pumped doon sa ating inside the casing, no? And this casing siya yung kumbaga let's have here a drawing. So it would be pumped inside the casing, then it would yung movement po niya would be through or papunta doon sa ating annulus. So for example, this is our borehole wall. So technically, it will fill up the annulus, no? So this annulus, yun yung space between the casing and our borehole or the formation itself, no? So we have two types of cementing. First is primary and second one is the secondary. From the term primary, so siya yung paunang pagsisemento. Basically, it's for the casing cementation. So this cementing process takes place soon after lowering specific cement, no, specific casing rather. No. So for example, ibinaba natin or nagkaroon tayo ng drilling at a particular depth, a shallower depth wherein we have placed our conductor casing. So yung conductor casing, once na mag-proceed tayo, before tayo mag-proceed with drilling again, we need first to have settlement for this conductor casing. Kailangan siya ay masettle muna or siya ay masemento muna in place para hindi siya magkaroon ng, let's say, um, hindi niya maapektuhan yung whole procedure, no? So hindi siya maging sagabal. So next is the secondary cementing. What do we mean by secondary cementing? Secondary cementing, also called as anong term yun? It's also called as, wait, nasa dulo ng dila ko eh. Yung other term, remedial cementing nga. So secondary cementing is also called as remedial cementing kasi it is more of a remedy or kumbaga para siyang for maintenance purposes. Now, any other operations where cement is pumped in a well, whether during the operation or in the production phase. No. So this is to patch out yung mga nagiging yung mga void spaces doon sa ating cement. For example, nagkaroon siya ng crack or fracture due to some stresses, no. So ang ginagawa as a remedy is nagkakaroon ng secondary cementing, no. So for example, nagkaroon tayo ng multiple cementing operations. Hindi lang dalawa, let's say nagkaroon ng 5. So the first one is called the primary cementing. The second, third, fourth, and fifth, siya yung ating secondary cementing. So it's already considered as secondary cementing. Okay. So we have this question, a very common question when it comes to the primary cementing. So the question is why we need to pump cement in a well. So there are several answers or several statements that could suffice this question. First is an oil or gas well is completed in stages. Now, so each stages daw is secured and completed by lowering a suitable size of casing or steel pipe. Now, so these casing pipes are held in its position by an adequate length of cement bond between pipe and annulus. So you've heard of the term cement bond. No. So in the context of formation evaluation, if you could remember, we have discussed there cement band lag. No? Cement band lag is one of the formation evaluation tools in for us to evaluate yung band ng cement. No. So in terms of it, we are required to monitor the mudding of cement before, during, and after the operation or any operations. No. So cement daw po is mixed with water to form cement slurry. So cement basically siya yung ating powder form, no. So it is mixed with water to form cement slurry of desired density. So we can manipulate or we can change or alter yung ating density based on the amount of the water that we add and the amount of the cement. No? So, depende siya sa concentration of each components. So, basically, when we have a cement and water, we have a cement slurry. So, kapag wala siyang additive, we call it a neat cement. No? So, neat cement as in clean. Yung synonym ng clean. No? So it is pumped into the pipe and displayed in the annulus between the casing and the open hole. Okay? So, ba't wala na mga sa camera ang iba? Gusto nyo pa ata magklase mamaya eh. Ginagawa nyo na ngayon ang inyong piset. So we have here main functions of drilling cement. So first, if you could remember, we have discussed most of this last time during our introduction or while we discuss the syllabus. So first, and the main function of the cement, yung pinaka-main, though these are all main functions, yung pinakamahalaga is to bond and support yung casing natin. It also protect the casing from corrosion. No? So, kumbaga hindi direct yung exposure ng ating casing doon sa mga corrosive materials. So yung mga corrosive materials, this could be found or this could be sourced out from the formation. For example, there are some fluids acidic in nature that comes from the formation. So tendency, once there is a contact between the casing and these corrosive materials. So tendency, magkakaroon ng, or there would be an occurrence of corrosion. No? So it also protects the casing from shock loads. No? So aside from corrosion, it also protects it from shock loads. What do you mean by shock loads? So, syempre yung ating formation, it is subjected to vibration due to some machineries that we are using or we are utilizing doon sa ating formation. And also, these loads could be from the formation itself, yung mga geomechanical stresses. No? So, if you could remember in your reservoir geomechanics, you have discussed some geomechanical stresses. So, yun po yung mga, some of the shock loads that could somehow deteriorate the integrity of the casing. Then, fourth, it's cell of problematic zones. So, some of which problematic zones, yun yung mga TIF zones. TIF zones, ano ba pag sinabing TIF zone? I have mentioned it to you last time. Ano pag sinabing TIF zone? As in, magnanakaw. TIF. Medyo manipis. Pag sinabing TIF zone, sino nakakatanda ng ibig sabihin ng TIF zone? So, TIF zone is a particular location on formation and a borehole wherein dito nag-o-occur yung low circulation. So, by means of low circulation, it is the extrusion of borehole fluids papunta doon sa ating formation. No? So, sinisil off niya yun para maiwasan natin magkaroon ng low circulation. No? So, this TIF zone is very common in some places wherein mobility of water is very high. No? For example, there is, for example, lower yung pressure or lower yung pressure or operating conditions or conditions at a particular depth doon sa formation. And mas mataas yung pressure na ina-exert nung, kasi may mga ganong parts ng formation na medyo mas mababa compared to the rest of its part. Mababa yung pressure na ina-exert niya. So, tendency from higher pressure to low pressure, yung, for example, meron tayong drilling mud, tapos hindi pa siya naka-case. Ang tendency ng drilling mud is mag-escape doon sa TIF zone na tinatawag. And this occurs continuously. So, doon na nag-start yung low circulation. No? And we don't want low circulation to happen. Kasi we know that when there is a low circulation, there would be a deduction or there would be a decrease on the pit volume. Yung volume ng ating drilling fluid doon sa ating borehole. And once there is a decrease in the drilling fluid volume, syempre bababa yung height niya. And we know that hydrostatic pressure is governed by the height. No? So, it's the density times gravity times height of a particular fluid. And pag bumaba yung height, bababa yung kanyang density. bababa ang density ng ating drilling fluid, magkakaroon tayo ng mas mababang hydrostatic pressure. Mas mababang hydrostatic pressure na ina-exert sa borehole, which means mag-exceed or mas tataas na yung sa formation. So, tendency, magkakaroon tayo ng kick. Kick naman, baliktad naman ngayon ang mangyayari. No? So, magkakaroon naman ng intrusion of drilling, of reservoir fluids. No? So, the cycle repeats. No? So, once this happens or once this occur, so it could probably proceed to a larger problem, which is specifically blow up. No. And lastly, it restrict fluid movements between the formations. So yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. No. So somehow it's connected with the fourth one. Nire-restrict niya yung fluid movements kasi we don't want low circulation as we don't want kick or the intrusion of reservoir fluids. No. So during operation, all we need to have is magstay yung ating formation fluid sa formation at yung ating borehole fluids, specifically drilling cement, drilling fluids sa ating borehole. No? So as it is. Okay? So this is somehow a schematic diagram of a cementing operation, specifically primary cementing. So as you can see, we have here the 4 different types of casings. No, so for each type of casings, so meron tayong nilalagay na cements. Yan. So this cements, it is as you can notice here, medyo may papaganon-ganon siya, no? Kasi tendency meron diyang mga weak formation, no? Kaya ang ginagawa natin when we are calculating the volume of cement, meron tayong pasobra or yung tinatawag nating safety factor. So yung safety factor po natin, para hindi tayo magkulang, mas okay na sobra kaysa kulang, diga. Yun yung kasabihan. Mas okay na sobra kaysa kulang. So yung ating pasobra is 25% of the real volume or the computed volume. For example, may na-compute tayong volume dito. Ang na-compute nating volume is 1,000 barrels of cement. So, in order for it to compensate doon sa 25%, we need additional 250 barrels. Nagigets nyo po? No. So, meron tayong 25% na pasobra for our, kasi tendency, yung ating drilling cement, it could escape through the formation or pwedeng merong mga patches na kailangan niyang i-fill. No. So, yan, kagaya niyan. Okay. So we have different primary cementing techniques. No, so we have 3. Actually, this is divided into 2 main types. The third one is more of designed for cementing the liner. So ano ba yung sinasabi nating liner? So if I could bring it back here on the figure. So we have here the 4 casings. Then yung liner, siya yung nasa pinakababa, no? So yung liner, yung pinagkaiba niya with casing is yung liner po is it does not extend to the surface. Yung casing, it does extend. What do I mean by that? So sa conductor, surface, intermediate, and production casing, lahat po yan ay extending to the surface. No. So lahat yan ay extending to the surface. Let's say, nandyan. Yung liner natin, specifically production liner, siya po ay naka-hang off lang dito sa ating production casing. Hindi siya nag-extend all throughout doon sa ating surface. So naka-hang off lang siya. And it is somehow cemented doon sa ating production casing. Kaya nga tayo tinatawag, specifically, we have here a specific primary cementing technique as liner cementation. So, special type po siya. So, but basically, we have 2. First is single stage. The second one is multi-stage. So, from the term single stage, isang stage lang. Multi-stage, it could be 2 or more stages. Okay? Okay, so let's dwell more of these 3. So, the most common technique daw is yung first natin, yung single stage cementing. So normally, this is accomplished by pumping one batch of cement down the casing between two rubber plugs. No? So yung rubber plugs natin, ito siya. And somehow, these rubber plugs, somehow it's attached with the packer. Yung packer, if you could notice yung gantong symbol, yun yung packer. So it could be square or hexagonal in shape. Packer. P-A packer. So it's a specific tool or equipment used in cementing, no, or specifically in drilling and in well completion as well. No. So the bottom plug daw is placed at in a casing followed by the cement slurry. So meron tayong bottom plug, no. So it is followed by cement slurry. So when the batch of cement has been pumped into the casing, the top plug is released. So yung top plug is being pumped down until it lands to the top of the float collar. So ano ibig sabihin nun? So meron tayong top plug, tapos ito yung cement. Let's say this is the column of cement. Siyempre pag yan ay nagland doon sa float collar, yung float collar siya yung nakikita natin sa baba or pinakababa. No, at specifically it's termed as the bottom hole. Pag nagland po yung top plug natin sa bottom hole, tendency syempre itong cement nandoon na siya or na-fill niya na yung annulus. So nasa annulus na siya. So meaning yung ating cement job is already completed. Okay, kasi pag nagland yung ating plug, itong top plug specifically, ito, may bottom plug, may top plug. Tapos may cement, ito ay cement. So technically, kung ito ay mapunta na dito sa ating bottom hole, tendency, itong ating cement is na-fill out niya na yung void spaces or yung annulus mismo. Okay? Clear tayo doon? Gets po yan? Gets po ba? Okay. So yan, ito yung somehow schematic diagram of it. So this one, this is like a bowspring. So technically this is a centralizer. Pwede mong set dito sa kanina. This is a centralizer. So from the term centralizer, it just centralize or it makes sure that yung ating drill stem ay nasa gitna. No? So for this case, this is a casing centralizer. So, ang sinesenter niya is yung casing. No, so, meron tayong casing centralizer and the normal centralizer. The centralizer is used for the drill stem. Yung casing centralizer siya ay for casings. Okay, so, ginigitna niya lang. So, from the term. No, so, yan. Meron tayong tinatawag na free flush or the spacer. So, this free flush or spacer fluids, meron siyang different density from a cement and from drilling fluids. Siya yung nagsisilbing pagitan ng dalawa. Kasi kung wala siyang free flush or tinatawag natin spacer, ang tendency, yung drilling cement is mag-mix po with the drilling mud or the drilling fluid. Okay? So para maiwasan yun, there must be a specific type of fluid that is placed between these two fluids para maiwasan yung mixture. No? So, para maiwasan din yung nahumalo itong free flush spacer, so may specific additive na nilalagay dito sa spacer or meron siyang specific or let's say chemical compound na ginagamit para hindi siya humalo doon sa dalawa. No? And dapat yung density niya is different from the two. Somewhere in between the density of the two. Para if in case na gravity segregation occurs, so, syempre, hindi siya bababa, hindi siya tataas. It just stays between the two, no? So yung density niya dapat ay mas maliit or mas. Pero yung if you could remember dun sa ating example during the drilling hydraulics problem, yung density ng free flush is somehow mas mababa siya compared doon sa density ng mud ng cement. I mean, mud nga yun, sa mud. So technically it's more of a temporary free flush lang. So medyo mabilis lang na may operation. for such. Pero normally dapat siya ay somewhere in between. So ito yung tinatawag nating float collar and guide shoe. So this two, from the term guide shoe, shoe nasa paa, diga. So it's at the bottom, it's found at the bottom. So technically, it serves as a guide, and along with guide shoe is the float collar. There is also a term that is being used, yung float shoe. Siguro it's a combination of these two. No? So it's found at the bottom. So ito yung ginagamit nating top and bottom plug. No? So as you can see here, we have a solid core, or yung loob niya is solid for the top plug. Kasi magkakaroon tayo dito magpupush tayo ng cement dyan, ng pump. So ipapump natin yung ito. Then it will push the cement down. No? So as you can see here, hollow yung bottom plug, hollow yung kanyang core, and it has also a rupture disc. Bakit may rupture disc? Kasi it is subjected to high pressure. Diga? So may nakapatong sa kanyang cement, diga? Let's say ito ay sobrang haba. Let's say this is the top plug and this is the bottom plug. So yung cement niya is sobrang taas. So lalo na pag sobrang dami ng volume, syempre mas mataas yung height. So pag mas mataas ang height, mas mataas yung hydrostatic pressure or yung pressure na ina-exert niya doon sa bottom plug. So kaya po meron diyang rupture disc. Okay? Clear tayo doon? So this is a specific brand, let's say brand, no. So it's owned by a company. So they have a copyright for this. So this is the Halliburton NR cementing plug, or the non-rotating cementing plug. So ito yung sasabi ko sa inyo kanina na bowspring centralizer that is used for casing. No? Basically, earlier it was used in the casing. Yan. Ito yung mga pula-pula. Okay, next we have the stage cementation. So, what are the reasons kapag gumagawa tayo or nag-execute tayo ng multi-stage or stage cementation? First, downhole formation daw po is unable to support the hydrostatic pressure exerted by a long column of cement. So, kapag hindi niya kayang isuporta yung hydrostatic pressure, so we need to have a stage cementation in order for it to have a proper or a good stability in terms of the hydrostatic pressure exerted by this cement. Second is yung mag-cement tayo ng 2 or more zones of interest separated by long intervals. For example, ano pag sinabing zones of interest? So this is pertaining to, let's say, pay zones. So this is the positive one. Another zone of interest yun yung mga problematic zones. So technically, since it is separated by long intervals, it will require multiple stages to deal with these problematic zones and also yung mga pay zones natin. No? Next, we have the limitations of cementing equipments. So if in case yung ating company is somehow limited with the cementing equipments and it does not, let's say it does not cater yung required volume or cement volume na kailangan natin, so ang ginagawa is multi-stage or paisa-isa. No. Next is cementing of high pressure gas zones and water producing horizons. So this is pertaining to this pay zone. No. So this water producing horizons is specifically dealing with some sorts of zones of aquifer or yung aquifer zones. So yan, ito yung stage cementation. So ito naman, if I'm not mistaken, this one is included po on your module or in your manual. You just drink. So this is another stage collar for this is used for multi-stage cementation. Next, we have here the liner cementation. So, technically, this is the liner, no? Kasi it does not extend to the surface. So, this liner is a standard string of casing which does not extend all the way to the surface, but it is hung off inside the previous casing string. Normally, this previous casing string is pertaining to the production casing. No? So, let's say this is the production casing. Pero pag shallow siya, so let's say shallower than the normal is intermediate casing. Pero pag mas shallow pa siya doon is hanggang surface casing lang. No? Pag sobrang shallow na, so conductor casing isa lang. Pero normally hindi naman tayo papayag na isang casing lang yung ano, kumbaga we need layers of protection. Kasi yan nga corrosive yung materials and syempre may mga equipments tayo that is prone to corrosion. So, sinesemento po yung ating liner. Next, you have the post-job considerations. So, after the cementing job, tawag doon is cementing job ha. Every cementing operation is called as cementing job. Every after cementing job, nagkakaroon po tayo ng WOC or tinatawag nating waiting on cement. So, literally natin yung cement na mag-set or tumigas. No? So, technically, it is a minor downtime. No? So, we need to wait. Normally, mga 10 hours. Ganun. Yun yung common na nakikita ko 10 hours of waiting on cement time. No? And we also need to, syempre, to test the compressive strength. No? So, if the compressive strength is 500 psi, it is more of for the drilling, no? Then, kapag sa perforation naman, we need a higher compressive strength. Siyempre, doon na yung prone doon tayo sa mataas na pressure ng reservoir fluids or na-exert ng reservoir fluids. So, we need a higher compressive strength for such. No? So, secondary cementation, it is any cementation operation other than primary. So, it's referred as secondary. So, based on this definition, liner cementation is a special case of primary cementation or primary cementing operation. No? So, kaya sabi ko sa inyo kanina, dalawa lang yung main na types of cementation, the primary and the secondary. So, special case or special type lang ng primary cementation yung ating liner cementation. So, we have types of cementing. So, first is the plug cementing. Yun yung common. Yun yung kanina na ginagawa. Then, we have also squeeze cementing. By squeeze cementing, so, literally ini-squeeze natin or we need to pump or force or cement to the point na siya ay mag-squeeze, no, para ma-fill out niya yung mga void spaces, no. For plug cementing, we have a cement plug that is being used of a specified length wherein it's placed across a selected interval in an open or cased hole. So the cement daw po is normally pumped through an open-ended drill pipe or tubing. So we have several reasons para mag-set ng mga cement. So first is to stop loss circulation during drilling. So I have already mentioned this one earlier. And second po is to have directional drilling and site tracking. So we'll be dealing with this on the next chapter or chapter 6. So kayo naman may idea na with regards to it. Next is to plug back a depleted zone. Sabing depleted zone, it is a zone on let's say meron tayong multi-system reservoir, yung zone na yon is somehow hindi na enough yung pressure para mag-produce yung formation. And let's say, halimbawa, nagkaroon na or nag-initiate na tayo doon ng secondary and tertiary recovery. So technically, it's already depleted, hindi na talaga kaya kahit ano pang gawin. So yun yung tinatawag ng depleted zone. Last is the abandonment. So syempre, we have to plug our well, no. So hindi mo pwedeng iwan lang yun basta na nakabukas, no. Kasi there are several harmful several harmful materials that could be found underneath our formation or doon sa ating formation mismo. No, so this could be in the form of gas. No, so this gas could be, let's say, it's could be lethal. No, so kapag hindi kasi inabandon yan, there it could impose threats or environmental and safety risks. No, so yun, kailangan natin, kaya tayo, if you could remember, meron tayong tinatawag na PNA. We have here the plug and abandon. Okay, so for plug job applications, we have first for directional drilling and site tracking. So for example, meron ditong hard formation, hindi talaga siya worth it na i-ano. Let's say this is a hard formation. So we have to redirect our well. So syempre, hindi mo pwedeng iwan to basta na siya ay bukas. No? So we need to cement it. Next is to stop low circulation. So this is very common. So ito yung tawag nating tip zone. Then we need also to have a zonal isolation. So we need to isolate, for example, meron tayong itetest na zone here. Tapos kailangan natin siyang i-isolate from its adjacent layers. So technically, yung plug job could help us or could be a good help to have this zone tested. And last is abandonment. Okay, so we have here technique balance plug method. So first we have the displacement, we displace. Then yung ating yung cement, mud, and water is being balanced. So yan, meron naman denotation, mud, water. Then cement is the red part. Then pull and string above the top of the cement. So we pull the string out. Then we reversed out. No? So magkaroon tayo ng recirculation. Baliktad pala. Palabas pala. Recirculation. Next is the squeeze cementing. So this is a very common remedial method. Sabi ng remedial, more of a secondary cementing method. Kasi, kaya siya tinawag na remedial, is, and di ka pag sabi kong squeeze is, ini-squeeze niya, up to the point, for example, meron tayo mga microfractures. Siyempre, it could affect the integrity of the casing, as well as the cementing as well. So, for squeeze cementing, ang ginagawa niya is papump siya ng cement to the point na mag-squeeze siya through these microfractures para ma-fill out niya. No. So, syempre, we need to have this cement or yung cement na gagamitin natin must be the same in terms of the property doon sa existing cement. No? Kasi pag different, let's say, mas mataas yung compressive strength nung nilagay mo, so, ang tendency is magkaroon dyan ng problema or magkaroon pa ng internal failure with the two, between the two. So, we have different squeezing techniques. It's two, Braden head and the Packer squeeze. So, it is classified by pressure. We have the low pressure and the high pressure squeezing. So, ano yung difference ng dalawa? So, pag high pressure, it means that yung ating injection pressure, the pressure that we exerted is higher than the formation fracture pressure. So technically, there could be a possibility na magkaroon ng fracture doon sa formation. Then next is low pressure squeezing. Syempre mas mababa na may injection pressure doon sa formation fracture pressure. So how can we compute for this injection pressure? So this injection pressure, it is composed of the hydrostatic pressure that is exerted by our fluid or the existing fluids or fluid columns plus yung ating pressure na in-apply on the surface. So this could be applied through pump, no, or circulating pumps. No. So ito, balik tayo dito sa, so this is Braden head technique. So we spot the a balance plug, we squeeze, then we clean out. Dito naman sa packer squeeze cement, yung packer naman yung ating ini-squeeze, no? So nagkakaroon tayo ng spotting doon sa cement, then we squeeze it, then we clean out. Ano yung difference ng dalawa? So dito, ang ini-spot natin is yung balance plug, no? For the braided head. Dito naman, we spot the cement using the packer. So yun yung two differences between squeeze with packer and with the braided head technique. So these are the 7 applications that we have. First, it supplements a faulty primary cement job. So technically, it's more of a secondary cementation or secondary operation. No. So it reduces also water oil, water gas, and gas oil ratio. Bakit natin kailangan pababain itong mga parameters na to? Kasi once mataas ang water oil ratio, mas mataas ang water compared sa oil, mas mataas ang water compared sa gas, and mas mataas ang gas compared sa oil. So technically, it's the unfavorable situation. So we need to increase the oil gas ratio, or we need to reduce the gas oil ratio. Okay? So we also repair casing leaks and stop lower circulation, supplement primary cementing. So supplement, it aids the primary cementing. Let's say yung kanyang integrity is somehow degrading. No, so it supplements the primary cementing. Let's say hindi wala pang existence of fractures, so technically it also supplements. It also seal the leakage of the top of the liner top. And syempre, abandonment of a single zone. So these are the application of squeeze job. Ito yung isa-isa nating nabanggit kanina. Pag defective yung primary cement, so yan, pwede tayong magkaroon ng squeeze job. Pag water daw or gas invasion, nagkaroon ng invasion dun sa oil zone, or this is due to viscous fingering, no? So nagkakaroon tayo ng viscous fingering once the mobility ratio is greater than 1. Mas nagiging mobile yung water compared sa oil. And we can have a squeezing job when there is a corrosive holes or corrosion holes. So incomplete coverage of annulus around holes para maiwasan natin magkaroon ng corrosion dun sa casing. And we have abandonment, block squeeze, and we can re-cement our squeeze or re-cementation, or yung tinatawag na multi-stage cementation. We also have channel squeezing, casing split. So nagkaroon tayo ng split sa casing due to a specific stress or load. Liner squeeze. So ito yung specific type earlier. So this is more of for liner, specialized for liner. No. So summary, saglit lang. Medyo no. No, sorry for that. So this is the summary. We have cementing is one of the most important operation in the oil and gas industry as a whole. Cementing operation is a one-shot process with no second chance. Unlike mud, is run as a dynamic, continuous, and changing process. So the success of a cementing operation is affected by many factors. So we have discussed those factors. So everything therefore needs to be done to ensure that yung ating first attempt is very best possible job. So it is very critical to conduct a successful primary primary cement job to achieve well integrity. Okay. So do you have any questions with regards to an overview or the introduction of oil well cementation? Questions po. If you don't have any questions, kindly put up a heart reaction. So yun. So we still have remaining time. So I think I'll be giving you the rest of the time for you to continue your problem set or problem set 1. No. So we need to settle it by this week kasi by next week we'll be dealing with another chapter already. So para mas focus na tayo sa new topics, specifically cementing, directional well. No, so mas focus na tayo doon. Kasi normally dapat na tag doon. Na ipapasa na natin yung problem set during the midterm week. No, so for consideration, I have adjusted the deadline for you to finish it. No, so I'm expecting that all of you would be passing the problem set and um, hindi siya binasta lang ano. So yun, I assume you don't have any questions since no one is raising their hand. Wala pong question. Okay, so just a reminder also to work on your final requirement again. Siguro yung iba nakalimot na sa final requirement. So I've already naman approved all of your topics. Tama. Na-approve na po ba lahat ng topics? So you work on your case study with regards to specific borehole problems that you have proposed. No. So some groups meron yung medyo tedious in terms of the requirements, sila naman na naglagay nun. So hindi ko naman siya pinalagay, sila naglagay sa kanilang proposal. So I'm expecting you to accomplish all of those proposed framework of your case study. No. Siguro kasi we only have 2 chapters to discuss. Yung borehole problems, we don't need to discuss it kasi it's already part of your final requirement. No. So we still have several weeks to be dealing with this So technically siguro this week we'll be dealing hindi pala kaya this week. 11 ngayon. Week 11 and 12 cementing. 13 14 yeah, basically 13 14. 13 14 13 14 ay directional drilling. Then siguro by week 14 ng Tuesday we'll have the quiz, no? Para by week 15, 16, so makapag-start na tayo defense for your final requirement. Clear po tayo doon? Clear? Do you have any questions with regards to the announcement or the reminder? So you'll have a final defense or final presentation for the case study that you'll be implementing. So yan, if you don't have any question, I will be giving you the rest of the time, more or less 30 minutes, for you to continue your problem set. Thank you for attending our class. Let's call it a day. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.